Today we got a really good show for you guys. We have our guest, Zach Hine from What's in the Box podcast. We're going to get more into how you can find him later, but we're going to talk about a few different things. We're going to cover some movies. We talked about, every episode. We talked about the intricacies of, family relationships. We're going to talk about a whole bunch of different things that you can find on his podcast. Yep. And we're really excited to have him out here at MadWorld Artist Collective.
Yep.
That's what we do. We want to bring in people who are just, passionate about what they do.
Yep, absolutely. And guys, just remember, we are here on the east side, Green Bay, right on Mason Street, the MadWorld Artist Collective. But without further ado, let's get into it, man. This is the MadWorld Podcast.
Our guest today, he's coming out all the way from Kaukauna. He has his own podcast. It's called What's in the Box Podcast. I'm more than happy to welcome Zach Hine.
What up, man?
How we doing, brother?
Yeah.
Great. You can swing through, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, no problem.
How's your New Year's going so far?
Nothing else to do. Oh, my New Year's was good. I don't know. There have been times where I've been I want to go out to the bars and shit and do the whole New Year's thing, drop all that shit. And I don't know. The last couple of years, I'm I'm good. Just staying at home.
Right. Yeah.
I'm good.
You're too old for that.
Did you watch it at all? Did you watch the drop?
Yeah, I watched both. They had the Rockin' Eve one, and they had a Nashville one. I watched both of them. They're kind of cool. It was just I don't know if it was just because I was so young, but I never realized how not how long it is, but how many artists they have sing throughout the whole time. Because I started watching it maybe an hour or so before the ball dropped or whatever, and it was just artist after artist, song, for a whole hour.
Right.
And so watching, I'm damn.
Is the Nashville one at our midnight?
Yeah.
At our midnight?
Yeah,
I
our
usually
time
just
zone.
watch the New York one at 11. And then I kind of just
put on replay.
No, I just love it. Start spreading the news. It's my favorite part.
That's good.
We had here at MadWorld Artist Collective, we had an open mic comedy show, and then we had some DJs play after. We didn't think too far ahead. We were all just really having too much fun. We didn't think about it, and next thing we knew, it was 11:58, and we were like, "Oh shit, guys, 2 minutes to midnight." So we didn't plan some to kind of put up a video of it on the big screen or something like that. So we just kind of all watched our phones and we're like, "Midnight, Happy New Year!"
All right, now back to
yeah, and then we just went back to hanging out and shit for a little while. But
no, mine was definitely my girlfriend rolled over, baby, it's midnight. Oh yeah. Mwah.
It was we
go to bed.
We watched Stranger Things, the last episode of Stranger Things, and so once, and we were an hour behind because I was making food before it started. So once that got over, then I looked at my phone. I was like, oh, it's an hour before. I guess we can watch the ball drop and shit.
Right.
But I didn't even we were just watching that I didn't even realize the time. And so after it got done, I looked at my phone and I was like, oh shit, it's pretty close.
So we'll come back to the Stranger Things.
No, I definitely want to come back to the Stranger Things.
Yeah. So you've been podcasting for a while. How many years have you been
podcasting? March will be 4 years.
4 years,
give or take. Yeah, over 100 episodes. Actually, well, I'll amend that. I also was thinking about that on the way here. I'll amend that. On YouTube, we're at 80, I think, around 80 right now. But I did a whole year, almost a year and a half maybe, on Spotify, just audio.
Just audio?
Yeah, no nothing. I didn't put anything on YouTube or anything. It was just straight audio.
How many episodes do you think you did on Spotify alone?
30 something, 38, something like that.
So conservatively 130.
Yeah,
episodes total.
Give or take. Yeah,
that's a lot of episodes.
I didn't even do that. I wasn't even thinking about it because I was thinking it'd be cool to do 100 episode episode, and then I was going 2 weeks ago. I was going through it, and I'm like, oh, I already already passed that. Like, I guess I can't do it now.
Right.
No, we're hoping to get to like 50 for this year, just because if it's once a week. And
Yeah, and we'll after. I don't think we know the exact number yet, but after like
Yeah.
15 episodes, we'll probably take a few weeks off.
Yeah.
Get our heads right.
That was my honestly. That's like my biggest thing that like I've struggled with since I started, is like because me and my wife have been like working on and off, and I've been working consistently through that whole time. It's just so difficult to like be consistent about it. These last 2 years, I've been more consistent than I have the entire time we've been doing it. But like there would be times where like I would be so far, like I'd be 3 weeks ahead or whatever. And I'm like, cool. Like we can take the weekend off, we can go do something, whatever. And then I would like out of sight, out of mind. And then it would get to that last, and I'm like, oh shit, we gotta do one. And then like because I've been pretty good about it this specifically this year, but the last 2 years. But like I've tried to like every Friday at this time, like it's gonna come out. Whether I just did it that morning, like every Friday it's gonna come out. Okay. And that was the hardest part when I first started, is that it was all over the place. So even when I could, Spotify was cool because Spotify like gives you like not only the like analytics of it, but like other countries that are listening to it and like how many people repeat like watch it. So like it'll show you like this user watched it like 4 times, whereas
this one dude in Indonesia is like watching you at work every day on the train, goes home.
No shit, that blew my mind the first time I saw that, and it was like in the UK or something. I was like, no fucking shit.
No, I've had that with a buddy when we were streaming, and the guy commenting was like, "Yeah, I'm on a train right now in Tokyo watching you guys," and we're like, "That's so cool. We're on a train in Tokyo right now. Hey, Tokyo."
For sure.
Oh no, but like, what got you into podcasting in the first place? Like, what was the thing that was your inspiration? That was like, you know what? I think I'm gonna start doing this.
To be honest, it was how much me and my wife were working. We were working so hard to like sustain bills and like Christmas and like the kids, and I have 2 daughters and a son now, but at the time I had 2 daughters, and so we were living in this shitty apartment. And we had all these bills. We had a truck payment that was ungodly high because
I feel that
because we needed. Well, that was fucked up about it is that our car broke, and that was the only way. We worked 45 minutes away from Green Bay, and so our car broke down. Like transmission went out, so you can't drive it. And so like we had to get a vehicle. We had to go back to work in 2 days. Like we used our vacation, and we had to get one. And so we weren't really thinking about like payments or whatever. We were just like, whatever, if that gives me a vehicle, then fucking fine, whatever. Yep. And then it was just so astronomically high that we never could catch up at all. Like we were buying frozen pizzas to get us through 2 weeks till we get paid, and then another round of frozen. Like,
did you go to the guy who yells a lot on the radio?
Fucking suck. No.
Okay.
No.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh, don't drop a name, but I know you're talking about. Don't drop his name, but I know you're talking about.
There's a lot of guys who yell on the radio, but we know who we're talking about.
I'm saying so.
No, definitely. I mean, I feel you though, because like I can't say that I was in that specific situation. I have been in a very similar situation, but with my car. I got the car I wanted for like a long time, and I had a job that was like bringing in a good amount of money, and things change, things shift, and you move around a little bit, and like I didn't want to give up my car that I loved, and so now it's like when you were like, I'm gonna be good at this level for so long, and then you're like, okay, well I gotta adjust to this level. It's like, yeah, but the car been ready for this level.
No shit.
And now you have done. You're like, well, I'm not gonna not keep it now.
That was the problem, is that like we didn't get the truck that we wanted at the time, because like I had done the research and whatever, and like my wife had always wanted like a 2018 Silverado, all black. Fucking clean as shit. Like it's so nice. And I'd found it through that guy, and I was like, it's here, we'll get it. They had a deal that you could trade in your car whether it was working or not. So I was like, we'll do that. My credit's good enough, so we'll just get that and then we'll figure it out. Ended up not having it there. And they're like, well, we can get it here, but you're gonna have to wait another week to get it here. And I was like, I don't have another week. And so we got a truck, and it's really nice, but yeah, it was one of those things where, like, even when the payments were so fucking high, in the back of my brain, I'm like, yeah, but you live in Wisconsin, so like having a truck that works is like beneficial.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Especially this time of year.
Yeah.
Man.
So anyway, so because of that, because we were working so much and we were doing overtime and like all that shit to kind of sustain bills, it was a way. I've always loved like talking to people. I like how people's brain works. I like, seeing other people's perspectives and kind of not in an asshole way, but kind of challenging people's thought processes of like, you believe this, okay, why do you believe this? And like having a conversation, like even if I don't agree with you, like that always interested me. And I mean, not for anything, but like my wife is the smartest person I've ever met. So like my level.
Good
also,
answer.
No,
Good
for sure.
answer.
I know a lot of husbands say that just to save face, but for real though, my wife is probably the smartest person and intellectually on my level. So we've always had like conversations, and so it was a way. I told her, I was like, if you don't want to do this, that's fine, but like let's just see. This gives us an hour out of the week to kind of just sit down away from the kids, away from everything, and just kind of talk about, whatever. And it started with us talking about movies. That was the whole first year and a half, because that's why I'll shorten the story. But when we first met, that was how we bonded. When we met each other, and that's why it's called What's in the Box, is because I was working and I was packing boxes, and she was semi new to the company or whatever, and she came in there and she said, "What's in the box?" as like an off comment, and I wasn't paying attention, and so she yelled it, like, "What's in the like the movie?"
Like in Seven?
And it made me laugh, and so like that's how like we started talking about it, and like we started talking about movies, which I love, and so like the whole first year and a half was just us like spending time talking about like movies and things that we loved, and it gave us time to like really be together.
So it is in some way still a Seven reference.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh,
It's a
for
deep.
sure.
Okay.
Oh, for sure.
Heard.
That's why I haven't changed it.
Okay,
Because
good.
like when we started making the transition to like kind of get away from movies and start talking about like real stuff and like thoughts that we had and like having actual conversations and stuff, I thought about changing it, because especially when we went to YouTube, because it was separated, because everything was on Spotify.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, I can make this totally new, but because like that was a part of our relationship and how it started, it just seemed it still fit in whatever way.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I actually think that's actually really cool, because like What's in the Box is it's a popular term, right? Like it's a popular reference, and now even Neil Patrick Harris has a show on Netflix. What's in the Box? So like I was wondering, I was like, where was the inspiration from it? But for that to be a specific tie-in to what inspired you to even do it in the first place with your girl, and you do have in-depth conversations with her on the pod, like I think that's actually really, really cool that you're like, no, we're not going to change it, even though like, yeah, we might see some of them here and there. It's us.
Yeah,
and
it's still a part of
Because
us,
you made the transition, and like I don't even think I want to call it a transition, because it's not like you guys can't at any point pick up movie conversations.
True.
And I'm pretty sure you guys have had a handful of episodes kind of
I was gonna say
based
since
on-
we went to YouTube, we've had a couple.
But from that, you guys definitely started to lean into a lot of mental health issues, problems not only with your family but with families in general. What do you think that it was more or less because you guys are using it almost as as a therapy?
It was not to take her away from this, but that was my idea. Was because it was a lot of fun. I can talk movies forever. We could have fucking 3-day podcasts about me talking about movies. I can do it forever.
We will talk about movies.
But
Stay
it was
tuned.
the thing that bothered me about us only talking about movies is that like that was fun, but then when the cameras were off, like I would have so many conversations with her and other people about like real life stuff, and it's so like I said before, like it's so interesting to me that I talked to her one day and I was like, I would really like to do this, because it's more connective to other people, and also I feel like it helps the conversation of like if somebody sees one of those videos and is like, oh, like I think that, like I've never heard somebody like say it that way, or like there's an episode that we talk about relationships and family, and one of the things that we talked about in that specific episode was whether it's okay to cut out certain family or whether you should just put up with how they treat you because they're family. And it's things like that.
That's tough too.
And it's things like that that like is something that like people don't really talk about. But in transitioning into that, I always thought like, but that's a conversation that needs to be had, because there are people that have, like I said, cameras off. People have those conversations all the time.
Yep.
And I think it's nice for other people to hear a different point of view, or that somebody else is like, oh, I think that too.
No, absolutely. And I'm almost in the same boat, because my mom, she does a lot of speaking. She does a lot of stuff in the community, and I have like a weekly conversation with her. Usually, like it's either over the phone or, when she's dropping something off, and we end up striking a conversation for an hour. But we have these conversations, and I always wonder, like, why don't we put these out for some other people? Because there are people out here who don't have a mom anymore, and like don't have a chance to have these conversations. And one day, we're all gonna pass, and I would love to have these things to remember my parents by. And so like, when I saw you having your dad on there and having those conversations, I really thought that was cool, because like I want to be able to do that same thing, but it's tough. You got to be. I mean, we do nothing but throw out being vulnerable is the way to lead. Being vulnerable is the way to be authentic with people, and it absolutely is. But it's not always easy, and especially those conversations where I'm like, what do I do in this?
That was one of the hardest things that I ever had to do as an adult, and especially on a platform like YouTube that goes out. I mean, anyone, but especially like it's on YouTube. Like people at any point can search up and see the conversation I had with my dad. But the first one was the hardest one, because I was talking to my dad about how certain things impacted me looking back. So like there were things that like I talked to him about, of like that as an adult I look back and I'm like, not that you were a bad parent, but this thing affected me a certain way, and like it did transition into me being an adult. Yeah. And it wasn't like that was hard, because I had to simultaneously tell him like, you're not a shitty dad.
It wasn't accusatory.
Because,
it wasn't accusatory.
Okay. Because for sure, I don't think I have the greatest, in my opinion, I have some of the greatest parents on the planet. Like I never went without love. I never went without anything. Like they provided, like I was never an abusive household, never, not one time. But like I said, there were things. And so like that was the hardest one, because I had to simultaneously be like, hey, you're not a shitty parent, but also I'm recognizing these. So I just want to bring this forward so you understand this.
Yeah.
And that was really hard. But to my point though, that I feel like those conversations, it helps other people if they can see somebody like doing that. And kind of like you said, looking back, I'm glad I have those. Like at any point, if my parents
you can look back and
I can be like, I got to sit down for fucking 4, like back in the day when I was doing 3.5 fucking hour podcasts. Like I have hours of fucking video of me talking to my dad.
Get on a roll.
So, no shit, dude. That was the time that I had to look at myself a bit, because it was continuous. I had like 7, 8 in a row of like 3.5 hour podcasts, and I was like,
it's a lot of content.
It's
a lot of content.
At one point, I was like, okay, I have no problem watching a 3-hour podcast, but I know the normal people at like 45 minutes are gonna be like,
I mean, been watching Joe Rogan from the beginning, so like it's just you're just used to that at that point. But no, like man, it's a great thing, because like I have a lot of issues. I wouldn't say prevalent issues with my dad, but like I have a lot of issues with my dad, and like all the story that our story together. And like I I don't think I could ever have those conversations with my dad the way I know I can have those with my mom and probably be okay with them being out there. But it's just like, it can be that dynamic within your own story that you're like, yeah, I could totally do this with my mom. Like, I ain't doing that with my dad. Like,
dude, it's fucking tough. But also
crazy.
But also it helps too. Like it helped me getting over that hump, because now, like, not in an asshole way of like everything you say hurts my feelings, but like getting over that hump of really like putting the anxiety away for that 3-hour conversation and really talking to my dad and like hearing his perspectives and like really talking it out really like helped me of like, I'm not scared of that anymore.
Yeah.
Like I don't have a problem like having a conversation with you about like things.
And like that act
Yeah.
is actually like, it's part of the narrative that I think people are trying to change. With like, I always push on my channels and stuff. Like, this is a place where I want men to be able to say that they can say whatever they need to say.
For sure.
Like it's not a unmasculine thing to say how you feel about a certain thing. And if something's bothering you, then you can say something's bothering you. And like, I know that, you know, my grandpa, you know, rest his heart, he was a war vet, lost his leg at like 19 from war. Came back home, drank a lot, made a lot of problems for, you know, their family growing up with alcohol. And I know that the idea of my dad talking to my grandpa like that is like, it's
would
different.
never happen.
Yeah.
Would never happen.
Like, and putting it out there in the world, like, just not a
to where
thing.
people at the reunion know that.
Not a thing.
sure.
And like, I think that it's a great thing that men feel comfortable be able to even be like, Dad, this is kind of what it should have been like. Even being like, I know you were the one teaching me and all this, but like, I want to show you what it could be, because this actually might be a better way for the men growing up moving forward.
And I think, and I had to do this with my dad in that conversation, but especially conversations after that we've had, is like, I told him, I was like, I'm not here to bash your parenting. And when I was younger, I would have. I remember having I remember having thoughts of like, I can't believe he would do this. I can't believe, how can you not see this? And whatever.
Drag him on.
And then like, and then like,
when you
and like when you get older, and I've had this conversation, when you get older, you start to realize, and this is kind of what I try to push with parents in general, and I've said it many times, is like, you get to a point where you realize that most parents, not all, but most parents are only doing their best with what they got.
Yeah.
Like, I'll give the example of like, if you come from a completely abusive household where you get beat to shit every single day, and then that child grows up to be a parent and they don't beat the shit out of their kids, but they're inattentive, but they're, you know, not there, but, you know, stuff like that. It doesn't mean they're intentionally being a shitty parent. They're being better, just in the way that they know how. You know what I mean? And I think at the older you get, the more you're able to kind of separate that and give grace of like, I understand I have issues, but like, overall, they were doing the best they had.
No, you're totally right.
Well, and the fact that you felt comfortable enough being able to sit down with him, record it, post it online is, if anything, is just a sign that, you know, you felt unjustly, you know, treated at points, but like there's still love there, and you wouldn't have felt comfortable doing otherwise.
And that was
if there wasn't.
And that was what I wanted to do initially with that first podcast with him, is that I talked to my wife like a handful of times a week before, of like trying to figure out how to say what I wanted to say, but lead in a loving way, because I didn't want it to come off as like a bashing of my parents. But it was some stuff that I needed to get off my chest, and I needed to let it, you know, I say this all the time. I hate holding negative energy. I hate it. It's fucking toxic. It weighs me down. I don't like it. And when I made that switch in my head of like, I'm not going to hold negative energy anymore, that was the first thing that, because I had been holding on to it for so long, that was the first thing I was like, I need to let this go. But I need to let this go in a way that's still coming from a loving place.
Yeah, no, and a thing you said earlier really kind of stuck with me. Like, they're doing their best in the way they know how. Like, I thought, you know, my dad wasn't really around a lot, so when I was just around all the time. I never missed a week. I did it right.
Yep.
But it's like just being there isn't being a dad.
Mm-hmm.
Just showing up for the game every game isn't you being a dad.
Buying the Christmas card every year doesn't make it. Yeah.
Hitting the bare minimum bar doesn't make you actually a great dad. It makes you a father, and nobody can say nothing bad about you. But can they say the good things now? Like now you have to start building what good things are they saying about you and how are you parenting?
I'm gonna.
It also depends on how you define good.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Exactly.
Just not raising a felon for some people is
Well,
good.
for sure. But
You're right.
I'm gonna.
Good point.
I'm gonna separate this. But like, I've had this conversation about the difference between being a father and being a dad. And there's a lot of fathers out there, and if that, again, leading with a loving heart, if that's the best you can do, then that's the best you can do. But it's positive for me, and it's something that I enjoy about being a dad, is that like there are dads that like you said are there for, you know, provide for the family, give a Christmas card, like they're doing all the things, but like they're not there for the first heartbreak. They're not there for broken bones. They're not there for my boyfriend, you know, broke up with me. They're not there for I got the A on the test. You know, I feel like I'm the smartest, you know, kid in my class. Aren't you proud of me? Like they don't get any of that. And that's the part for me that I enjoy, is that because I made that conscious decision of like, I'm going to be in these kids' life. Like I'm going to be here. Like I get to look back and be like, I did get all those things.
The little things.
Yeah, the little things.
But speaking about fathers versus dads, Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Right, that was the second one?
Yeah.
What's the exact quote? He's like, I may have not been your dad or your father, but I was your dad, or what? How the hell does he say
weird
it?
anyway.
Okay, that was Yondu.
Yondu, yeah.
And I believe
how
it
does
was
he
in
word
2.
that? Was it 3?
That was the
May have been your father, but I was
that
daddy.
was the Mary
I think.
Poppins one.
Yeah, I thought that happened in 2.
It was in 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
May not have been your father, but I was your daddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
I knew I was going to butcher the quote, so I just tried pointing to the movie.
No, for sure.
General
for
vagueness.
sure, yeah.
That is that the one with the Pac-Man?
With the Pac-Man.
You are all over the place right now.
What are
when
you
when he gets into the fight with his dad, after he mentions the putting the tumor in her head, is that 2 or 3?
No,
2.
the one with his dad is 2.
Okay,
Where he fucks the planet.
right. So when they have that big ass fight and Star-Lord makes the big ass Pac-Man to fight him,
I don't remember.
how are you not remembering
No,
this
I
scene?
don't remember that. I'm kind of sad I don't remember that. Because
Pull it up.
all I'm thinking
FX,
up.
can you pull that up, please?
Pac-Man in Marvel Universe. Let's just say that.
that is way under.
all I'm thinking
Just
about is
type
pixels.
it in.
All I'm thinking about is pixels. With the
I swear to God, I'm right there too. I'm right there with
The
pixels.
moment he said,
All I'm thinking about is pixels
I was
too.
gonna say the moment he said Pac-Man, that's the only thing that's been in my head.
Just type it in.
Type it in. Type it in.
Pac-Man, Guardians of the Galaxy 2. I am like 85% sure at this point
Dog,
that
I'll
he
give
turns
you-
into like a
No,
big
I'll
ass
give-
Pac-Man.
I'll give you all the
This
props.
is what we have
I'll gi-
FX for.
I'll give you all the props if you're
Right
correct.
fucking
you're
there.
Oh my
you're right.
God.
there.
You're right.
He's
Okay.
so
You're
right.
Okay, that's
So
all right.
they start this
got you.
fight. He starts. Okay, so he turns into a big version of himself, right? And he turns into fucking Pac-Man.
Okay.
Can I tell you what pissed me off about this scene?
I got you.
He is currently
Cooking.
in a state of fighting for the honor of his mother.
Yeah.
He found out his mother was killed unjustly, and he lost his mother. They missed a perfect opportunity for him to morph into.
Oh. Yeah, but
Like, you know how hard that would have fucking been?
Yeah, but also that's not Star-Lord's.
This is corny. This pulled me out of the fucking moment.
That is Star-Lord's personality though. His like,
But this isn't about his personality. This is about him fighting for his mother.
I know, but this is what I'm saying. Like that
Think
is
he
a
would
part
have.
of
He should have
I
morphed
can
into
understand.
his
I can
mother
yeah, into
to
his mom.
punch him.
I can understand why they went this route. I'm just saying, him like even just resembling his mother would have been hard as fuck. 'Cause then he would have been like, oh shit, you know, he'd be facing his own fucking issue.
If you're gonna abstractly think about it, like taking it away from the movie and like putting it in a real life situation, okay, I kind of understand where you're coming from. But movie wise, that also would have been corny.
But out of all the references
also
to
would've been
make, why
corny to watch.
Pac-Man?
I wish he would have morphed into Thor. That would have been funny.
That would have been funny.
That would have been.
I would have called that.
That would have been funny
You're
to
right.
me.
I will agree with you that probably out of all the things that they could have had,
I just
morph
think it was
into, it probably wasn't the bet.
I just think it was a missed moment, in my opinion.
But also, I'll go back to the same point.
Biggest missed moment.
That was a part.
Iron Man when Iron Man goes out and not playing Iron Man.
Oh,
That's
man,
a
dude,
huge missed moment.
dog. I have an
You've
Iron
seen that
Man
video,
moment
right?
that I've been talking about for
Are
fucking
you talking about the first one?
No, I'm talking about in Endgame, like not doing the Iron Man when he snaps.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's a pretty missed opportunity there. I can't lie.
I am Iron Man. Yeah, for sure.
When he goes, "Hi, yeah, Iron," and like not playing the song Iron Man when he snaps.
In the background.
What did
They
that-
should
They did
have.
it for the.
Couldn't
they
that
did it
have
for the
absolutely
they did it for the
killed
trailer.
the moment? The heavy, like that scene has so much like weight behind it. Couldn't that have just
Play it,
killed
FX,
it?
play it.
I feel like playing that song would have just killed it.
Okay, well, no.
You can't tell me
No,
you would get hyped in the theater hearing
They
that for
would've
the
had- okay,
first
If they
time.
ended the movie right there,
No. I'll caveat to that. They
Maybe-
would have had to
I might
play,
be wrong.
They would have had to play it before the snap, like as they're doing the close up on him. They would have had to start it beforehand because I agree with you. It's kind of a short moment.
Start
if you
it
put
when
if you put it like as he's like I am, like if you do it at the same.
start
but
it
if you
when
start-
Thanos turns around
but
and he
yeah,
notices
if
he
you-
doesn't have
dog,
it
But
anymore.
if you started then, dude, that would have hyped the whole theater up, man. Like if you'd have heard that,
Get hyped just to see that he dies.
Not that FX. So no. So what I'm talking about is
No,
basically there's a fan edit of the song Iron Man
being placed
being
into when
played
he
over
snaps.
the end game scene
Right,
right there.
that
Yeah,
one.
right
Check-
there.
check that.
Yep.
Let's hear this.
But see, like right here. So he like snaps his finger right there. If they would have started it right there,
They did.
They did.
oh shit. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that would have. Come on now.
Dog.
You can't tell me.
Dog.
That's what I'm saying.
If I'm in the theater the first time
Dog.
and this happens, I'm going crazy.
I'm gonna have to agree because I'm just. Dude, for sure. For sure. For
Yeah.
sure.
My question is, how did they transition out of that though?
Oh,
You don't have to. You can fade out right then. See?
Yeah, play the original. Play the original.
I agree with him. I don't know.
Okay. Okay, I like it. I like it. That's what we got you, here for. FX is a different perspective.
Into that.
I'd let it play through the whole fade. See?
I wouldn't do that.
I don't want to hear
would-
Iron Man while people are
I'm gonna-
fading into dust.
I think it would have been cool.
Because then they're
Even for
going to
that
have to go
moment.
from the
Even
beat
for
of
that
Iron
moment.
Man to this scored, like, mournful kind
I
of
gotta-
sound.
no.
All right, we'll cut it. We'll cut it.
What
Thank
would
you, FX.
What would you do for Captain America getting the hammer? Because like Iron Man's pretty obvious.
Like, what music would you do
Yeah.
to add to that
Yeah.
to make it a cool edit? That's a tough one.
I don't have an answer. I was
I-
just thinking.
You know
Honestly,
what?
I
I
was
think
just
I
thinking
think
about
that's a scene where they should have almost taken the sound out. Like
whole thing?
they should have just had it like deafen almost.
That would have been cool. And
Because
then
they
just had-
left it with just the sound of him picking it up, which was fine. It obviously worked in the film, but if I had to like
I
change
think
it,
it was definitely
I'd-
to a point.
yeah, I was gonna say like Oppenheimer level of
I
just
like
like
those-
silence.
I like those
going
moments
on.
though. I like when you can drop. It has to be done right, but I like when you can drop out sound and it really like pulls.
Speaking of that, Zach and I here, we did the Barbenheimer when
God,
that
it
came
was so
out.
good.
I don't know what that is.
It was. So
It was so Barbie and Oppenheimer both dropped like
Oh,
same day.
God,
Yeah.
now I remember.
Yeah, so
Yep.
we had planned. We wore pink outfits and everything.
It was good.
Oh,
It was
Yeah,
fun.
we went and
Man.
sat in the theater for
Said that
what,
publicly?
7 hours?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
hell
fun.
yeah, man.
It was fun.
I'll show you. I'll try and show you a photo sometime. But
It was good
Just
stuff.
messing with you.
But that was the one thing I told Zach after the movie. I was like, I loved how there was most of the time they pulled the sound out and it just
Yeah.
made it heavier.
Yeah.
Like the lack of sound in a lot of places helped make the movie so impactful.
I will agree. All right, cha-ching. We're in the movie sector now. I love it.
See how smooth
so-
that was?
yeah.
That was so good.
So, real quick, Oppenheimer, loved it. Saw it in the theater. Really felt that for me, it was the not want to say side, but it was the supporting cast that made the movie for me. Robert Downey Jr., Matt Damon, Emily Blunt, like the side supporting cast in that movie, I felt were so good and like Yes. Why am I blanking on Oppenheimer's name?
Cillian Murphy?
Cillian Murphy.
Yeah.
Is fantastic, obviously. And personally, I wish that the explosion was. I know it was really well done, and I know that there's a lot of work that went into it, but I just wanted a little bit more. But let's be real, they're
Michael Bay flick.
yeah, but they're never. Well, and also you can't just do it, with the subject matter.
Yeah.
Like you can't just give the big explosion that a movie could do. It's like it'd be disrespectful. It definitely would.
Yeah, especially
to make
if
that
it
part
looks
of the
if it
movie.
looks like a little like pipe bomb, like it's just like.
But did you? Would you?
Oh,
would
man,
you?
that would have been great.
You
though.
think it lived up to the hype though? I did love the movie.
Oppenheimer?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, it lived up to the hype.
we differ on that?
We
The
we,
hype-
we
what's your
might,
opinion?
but
The hype, I would say no. Did it live up to being a great movie? For sure.
Yeah.
But I think that it was just, in my opinion, it was so. It was like, this is going to be the greatest movie that you've ever seen. Like throughout that, I feel like expectation-wise, it was more hyped than it turned out to be. Not that it was horrible.
here come the accusations. But that's how I feel about Barbie. Like Barbie was like a really fun watch, but like
I
it
agree.
went a path I wasn't personally expecting, and it
Better than I expected. I won't watch it again.
yeah,
sure.
that's where I'm at.
I've said that.
Like-
I think Barbie was really well done, but also like it's not one that I'm gonna be like I'm gonna sit down on a Saturday and watch it.
Yeah.
My daughter puts
And-
it on, and I'm doing something in the background. That's the only way that I'll probably watch it.
And
again.
don't get it twisted. It's not like Oppenheimer is an easy sit down and watch either. So like both
like
have
it.
that going for them. But yeah.
I'll make a counterpoint to that though, is that I'm weird. So, but like I can sit down and watch the 4-hour Snyder Cut of Justice League and be fine. I've done it multiple times.
it's because
But
you're a
I can't-
sweaty nerd.
But I can't. Well, yeah, but I can't like Oppenheimer. I could probably only sit through like maybe once a year, maybe if that. If I was feeling it,
I fall asleep to Hateful Eight.
yeah.
Like, so I'll watch long movies.
Man,
I don't
but
care at all.
When the
fall apart when he starts talking about I made him suck my pecker.
Yeah, the Samuel Jackson monologue.
and that's
of
when
the-
he's like, "Time for bed."
it's amazing. No, that movie's amazing.
Some good hate to go to sleep.
But I did that the first time that I watched the Snyder Cut of Justice League. I fell asleep twice.
I
But I,
4
granted,
hours, brother.
granted, I was watching it at 2:00 in the morning. So I mean,
I don't think
But-
I actually got all the way through. I think I also fell asleep, and I don't think I rewatched.
A lot
I
of
was
finish.
li-
lot
I
of
was-
slow mo in that piece.
I was live tweeting it while I was watching it, and I fell asleep twice. And so when I woke up, I had to like rewind it and be like, "Oh, this is where I was."
I mean, here's the thing: the world is different right now, right? Because like the attention span for people in their 20s are different than what they are for ours, and not to knock every person in their 20s. There's plenty of people that have the attention span to still love
God, yeah.
love movies at that length, and to love long shows. Like I've watched through Lost 4 times. It takes 3 months to watch through that show, right? Just because of how many episodes. But like that's because for me the juice is worth the squeeze, right? And I have the attention span to be able to
God,
say,
that's a
yeah, I
good
want,
movie reference.
I want to get that, right? And I want to get that experience, so I'm going to go through this movie. And like 3 hours is nothing then
Yeah.
at that point.
Yeah.
But man, is it so hard to get people to sit through that time frame of a story now.
I learned this with Stranger Things. A 2-hour long episode feels so much shorter than a 2-hour long movie.
Really, because I was thinking different.
Really?
When we were watching Stranger Things, I remember, and it was me kind of trying to think ahead, but I remember. Can I spoil it? Can I do spoilers?
Spoiler
No?
alerts for
Yeah?
anyone who hasn't seen Stranger
Well,
Things
it's
yet.
just gonna be difficult to say what I'm saying without like putting context.
No,
go
we can
ahead.
say spoiler
So, like,
alert. Spoiler alert for
spoiler
sure.
alert. Go fucking watch it. So the point where like Elle like is in the upside down or whatever, and like all that's over, right?
Yeah.
I remember thinking, I'm like, this can't be like almost over. And I was like, well, I guess we have been watching it for a little bit. And I looked at it and there was still 45 minutes
Yep.
left. And I was like,
Yeah.
what are they going to do for 45 minutes? Like there's no,
Well, they're gonna close. They're
There's
gonna
nothing-
they're gonna close it up.
well, yeah, I got that. But like they did. And they did it in a way that I wasn't expecting. I was like, okay, that's fine. But like when that moment, I was like, this is a cool place to end it. And then like I looked at the timestamp and it was 45 minutes left, and I was like, "Oh shit! Like we still got a ways to go." It was really good. It was really good though.
I thought that it was crazy how some people were already talking shit before midnight. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, man, do you just not like when things end? Like in general, things have to end. Like sometimes. So like at the end of the day,
you can't expect people to do things for fucking ever. Like that doesn't work. And especially like it just gets like you don't want. And I think there's a couple TV shows, but I think Stranger Things specifically like got out while it was still good. Like you don't want.
Yeah.
You
5
don't
is
wanna-
good. 5 is a good
like,
number.
You don't want to watch a show and then get to that point of like, okay, I get it. Like I don't want to fucking
It's not
watch
even-
the shit anymore.
Yeah, it's not even that. It's just it was just
let's pause real quick. I know you have to switch.
Lost like
so.
All right, after a couple technical difficulties,
Yeah, they were. So they
we
were
talk about Stranger Things.
Yeah, they were wrapping up. I thought they wrapped up everything nicely. Oh man.
I have two things I have a problem with.
Okay, go ahead.
So one is just a personal thing for me, but the other one is one that like I get why they did it, but it just seemed kind of corny. Like the whole his Mike story at the end about like what happened to Elle or whatever. Like I get it, it was cute, it was nice for all of them, but to me it just felt like
It's a coping mechanism.
it just felt kind of corny.
Yeah.
Like she rode off into the sunset and like found the 3 waterfalls.
Yeah.
and
I think it was 2.
Yeah, so
think it was two, to
so
be
if you
realistic.
look at it,
Oh,
it
yeah.
really
Yeah,
only
yeah,
looked
'cause
like
it was
2.
because they had the side one. Like it
Was there a third?
Yeah, it was like on the side.
Oh,
Okay.
But they framed it so you really couldn't see it.
That's yeah.
But like
Alright.
I just thought like I don't know. It was
I will
kinda,
agree.
It was kind of corny.
I agree because I didn't like that. That's how if she is alive.
Yeah.
I don't like that that's how it ends. Because then you're not going to be a part of any other lives, and they're all going to move on and be happy about it. And I get the conversation Hopper had with Mike at the end is really the explanation behind it, and his explanation of why he's not obsessing over it. I've done, he says, I've gone down that path. I'm not doing that again. This is the path where she's made her decision, and I'm going to accept that she made her decision.
Which was a good thing for Hopper through the whole thing too, because he finally like after spending so long of like my only job is to protect you and to keep you safe, for him to kind of let that go of like.
So here's
Yeah, I'm okay.
here's my thought on that is one, if you don't make it kind of corny and cute, Mike's story is just depressing as all hell.
True.
Like just straight up depressing, right?
Mike is the
So
storyteller, though.
That's fine,
that's
and you write from pain, yada yada. Like I get all that. However, if it is the truth, if Callie actually did, survive long enough to, make that illusion, yada yada yada, I'm going to be pissed if there is not something more after this series.
There's
Nah, that's the point, though.
yeah.
I think that's the point.
First
is
of all,
that she's
it's
supposed to
Netflix.
disappear.
The point is money.
I know, but she's supposed to disappear. That the point is that she's disappearing, but now you're accepting that she's disappearing without her being dead.
Yeah.
Like so, you can't really give it more because
Which leans into more of the Mike's just coping.
no, I truly believe
Yeah.
that that's what I think his story is what happened.
Yeah.
because
That Callie survived long
I
enough?
think that because when she had that happen, I was like, I believe that she either learned how to do that imaging or she's imaging for her, because the way she vanished made me think of the way that the illusion vanished when the woman put her hand through it, the illusion of Callie. So that's where I was like, she's not dead. When it happened, they did a great job of making it convincing. I think the actors even, they had to. That was the whole point. But like, I think that I liked it. I liked how they did that part. I didn't like that she then went off and never saw them again. Didn't like that.
My only thing with it being corny and to that is that it doesn't matter if that was true or not. It's a good, even if it wasn't true and it was just Mike trying to make them, either himself or all of them, feel better. Like it was a good wrap up for him of like, we all can be okay now, including me.
And people are still hardcore just trying to buy into the whole the Byler thing. It's sickening. They can't let go of that idea that because they didn't kiss on screen that they were actually lovers.
Yeah. But also like they went through the whole series of like that being an awkward thing. Like, you know what I mean?
Are we talking about Jonathan and Who are we talking about? Byler? What is
Byler. So that would be Mike and I'm forgetting his first name right now.
Mike and Will?
Will. Yeah.
They were never a couple.
That's the thing. There was a lot of people who are arguing that because of like weird tense
that it
moments,
didn't happen.
that it's like it was supposed to happen. Like they were supposed to end up being a couple.
No, but I think that there was a lot that was going on, so I think that that's why people missed it or wanted it to be a separate thing.
Yeah, you were missing.
Is because they alluded to it of like he even said it when he gave his whole speech or whatever that like it's okay for us to like I just have a friendship with you like in a way. I can't remember how he
I
worded it.
love how you almost outed Robin to everyone during that. It's like the fuck you say that?
Yeah,
It's like,
He was
my
like-
Tammy.
he was like-
Tammy?
he was-
Yo!
he was like us, right, Robin? But no, like even in that thing, like he alluded. I can't remember how he words it, but he even alludes to it of like it's okay that we're friends, sort of way. And I feel like because people were so focused on that, they kind of missed that.
I'd also like to point
Although
out
I was
quick.
making jokes to the whole thing. Like there's a moment that when like Will's like talking or when Mike's talking to Will, and he was telling him something like, you got to use your powers or something like that. I can't remember what he actually said, but I was making jokes to the whole thing. I was like, just give him a kiss. It'll raise his powers. He'll be so much more
Recharge his
powerful.
batteries. No,
Just do it. It'll be so good.
I can't lie. Like I felt that the Will character arc was done very well.
Yeah.
And I like I will give a lot of credit for like the people who are like, oh, Vecna can't be defeated if this doesn't come out. Like I get that. Like and I don't agree that the ratings should have got dragged for that episode because of him coming out in that episode. I really think it's kind of BS because you got so much information in that episode. You got every answer about what was going on in the whole show in that episode. And then it goes worst rated episode of the series. I'm like, bullshit.
There's
That's
no way.
just
because-
prejudice.
and
And I
just,
hate it.
I was gonna say, and just because of that, there's no fucking way.
Yeah. So like we all knew he was going to come out. We all knew this conversation would be had. It was done very well. The actors took 12 hours to do it. So like that they put a lot of effort into that scene. So like I respect people that are going to like make a story like we all knew it was coming. Come on.
Do it in the context of like specifically like Will coming out, doing it in the context of the time frame that you're in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there were people in comments that I saw about that episode that was like, it didn't need to be that dramatic and drawn out and whatever. He's just coming out. It's not that big a deal.
But every time a person comes out, it's very dramatic.
But like even that aside, contextually wise, in that time frame, it was a big deal. Like, you know what I mean? It wasn't something that like people talk about.
It's
or
not
like,
2025.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I tell you about my favorite moment from season 5?
Sure.
It was when
Is it your favorite?
Are you sure?
I'm just
Okay. Well,
it was when Dustin and fucking Harrington were talking. And he finally told him, he was like, no, Eddie was an idiot and got himself killed.
for sure.
You can ask Heather. I jumped up and screamed. I was like, that's what I've been saying the whole fucking time.
dude, but the opposite of that.
punch you in the
Dude,
face
I'm
right
I'm
now.
really bad with names, and I was
I
trying to
love
remember
Eddie
their
from-
names.
Don't you talk shit about
Oh my
Eddie.
God.
For fucking real, like there was a lot of things in that conversation that I was like, no, I get it. Like they're angry and they're working their shit out. But then he said that, and even me, I was like, oh, that was too much. That was,
Dustin
too-
needed to hear that
was-
shit so
well,
damn
yes,
bad.
He needed to hear it, but like it's
They
one of those
would
things
have
of,
came
like,
through the hole.
yeah.
Like everybody just forgets that the bats would have not. Like the bats would have came through the hole and
Yeah.
killed Dustin and it killed a lot of people. Like everyone's like, oh, he should have just ran. It's like, well, dude, they couldn't stop the swarm of bats that were about to get through the trailer and go through the portal right there and get through.
but it's
like,
also-
he did save Dustin for sure.
Dustin was already on the other side. Dustin could have kept running. On the
He
right
only
side.
stopped because he realized that he wasn't going to be able to stop the bats from killing Dustin if he doesn't leave right now into the Upside Down.
Yep.
It's the whole reason why he is a hero. And like that's why when Harrington says that, it's like, well, you didn't know the situation. You were, yes, that was the plan, but you didn't understand what he understood in the moment is if I don't run away in this direction, Dustin's gonna die.
And I think I'm not.
Agree.
Okay. Well, I'm not. Well, also I'm not.
Let the comments take
Yeah,
hold
you
of that
guys
one.
let us know because I disagree with that
I'm not
notion
saying that
entirely.
Dustin wasn't like. I wouldn't say being over dramatic, but I think that there were times that Dusty was taking it out on other people where it was unnecessary.
Oh
But,
God, yeah.
Oh yeah.
But specifically in that moment though, I would say in a real life practicality though, nobody else was there. So for him to make that statement of like he was an asshole, he got himself killed, like you weren't there.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
you don't really, you're just seeing it from your perspective. You're not really like,
And the town still hates him.
well, yeah.
And that's the thing that
That was
eats
probably
that-
never going to change.
That thing. That's what eats Dustin.
That opinion would have never changed.
Is
no,
that
but
how-
and that's the thing.
If they made it on the other side to save, he still would have had to at least be hiding for the rest of his life.
well,
Or
yeah,
until the actual truth came
Well,
out, which
yes,
was never
exactly because now the truth. Well, now the truth would have came out. He would have been absolved of what happened.
also that part, that was my, well,
This is the
there's-
80s, man. People.
well, there's a separate thing of like my personal thing is the fact that Hopper never told Elle that he loved her out of this whole, like that whole last time where he thought that he was gonna die, she was gonna die, all that, and he never said it once. That bothered me because it's like your whole thing. I understand like Hopper's personality, but like your whole thing is how much you love your daughter and how much you just want to keep her alive and whatever. And you know she's gonna die. You can't just say like
Maybe
I,
he was trying
I
to
love
have
you,
a-
kid, one time.
Maybe he was trying to have a positive outlook
like it
on
just
it.
Maybe it was gonna.
Maybe I don't know.
Maybe it was gonna bias her decision.
I didn't think about
True.
that at
Well,
all.
That's fair.
Yeah, maybe it would have
That's
biased
fair.
her decision.
I
He
didn't
wanted
think
her to
about
have a
that at all
clean
because
decision.
I guess my brain just always was like, well, that's not actually his daughter. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like
Well,
it's his daughter, but like a lot of times my brain was like, I hardly say I love you to like people I actually love sometimes.
Yeah, but if
so
you're
it's
gonna
like
spend the whole time, but that was my point. If you're gonna spend the whole time of like, this is your mission, is like how much you love and care for her, and just want to keep her alive, and like everything you're doing is like, you can't, you know what I'm saying? Like
Angry
you can't
white
say,
man. I don't know
you can't
what to
say
tell
it
you.
one time. But going back to what you said about if the truth came out about Eddie, that was also my final thing that bothered me, is that the town was still covering up what happened. When you read the thing, I can't remember where they were building the new thing in the town, the building,
town center.
and they have like the thing, and it
Mm-hmm.
says for all the people that were lost, and I can't remember how they worded it, but like
Yeah.
the incident or something like that, like that bothered
Or
me.
great earthquake.
Yeah, the great earthquake, and I was like, okay, but you're still covering up what happened. Like, why can't?
feel
That's
like,
I
just-
still think there's a
Because the general population won't
It won't
believe
never
what
know.
happened. It was a curse. The curse
well,
of
and,
Hawkins.
fair.
and because once Elle closed everything, like all of the actual evidence of there being an alternate dimension went away.
Do you think if Elle
And they never
was ever
released it.
captured, she'd have to answer for all of the murders that she did?
For sure. Oh, that was a badass scene, though. Yeah, where she comes in and it was just
all
like,
the murders. Yeah,
I was like,
turning
oh
them like
shit.
pepper shakers.
Also, the same with Hopper though. When he just comes in and starts spraying people, killing them,
Yeah.
I was like, oh, he don't give a fuck no more. Like,
I will also say, I was, as much as I probably expected it, like everyone else on the planet, I was glad to know that Callie wasn't a snake.
Yeah.
oh man,
In
dude,
the
I was talking so much shit through that whole
I was.
episode.
I was
like, no,
she's gonna
this
do it
bitch-
now. She's
I was
gonna do it
say,
now.
This bitch is gonna do something. I can see it. She's fucking shifty. I see it in her fucking eyes.
Nah, I like that I mean, because she was the one who somebody was gonna die,
Yeah.
right? And like, it's almost like the one who wanted to die was the one that died.
Yeah.
It's just
Like,
like
yeah.
it was a little
Well,
okay.
even the
well,
same-
obviously.
Even the same thing of like she's just thrown in there and then she dies. Like there's no
Yeah.
like obviously you have the backstory of like them being connected or whatever, but it was so like I feel like all the other relationships, small or large, had so much time of like why we care about this relationship, and then that one was just kind of thrown in there of like
Even Max's brother, to a point,
Yeah.
you cared more about that character, I think, than you do with Callie.
it was just kind of thrown in there of like, oh yeah, and then now she's dead.
I really was disappointed about there were, so much fan theory about what was going to be the ending, and now like we know obviously, and I'm very, very disappointed that the fan theory about Vecna's henchman, who was a vampire, coming back, and so there's like lore in Dungeons and Dragons where Vecna has a person who was killed come back as a vampire, and he becomes his henchman. And I was like, yo, Eddie's coming back.
That would be awesome.
As Vecna's
that would have
vampire.
been so good.
Dude, I was like ready. And then when they didn't bring him back at all, I can't lie, I was a little disappointed
So
because I
then-
really thought it was coming.
So then, is that where maybe their final D&D session kind of comes into play? Because he puts in those vampire teeth.
Possibly.
Like
I mean,
it could be
they
coincidental.
did-
It could
I mean-
be coincidental, but
Yeah.
it might be a nod to that.
Yeah.
It could be. I think he was supposed to portray the character that does die, but I just don't think they wanted to bring him back because there were a lot of connections. Apparently,
Speaking of not bringing character back, Argyle got the shaft. Oh my gosh, Argyle got the shaft.
yeah, Argyle was not at
sa-
all.
He was so fucking funny, and he was a good character.
Oh, do
and
you
they
think
just,
it was because how different he looks now?
I mean, potentially, but
He's
I saw
dramatically
I saw
different.
an interview where he was talking about it, and he just apparently never got a call back.
Really?
Yeah, he was on a Zoom call with someone. And he was.
I mean,
like,
he doesn't
I think
really fit,
I think he
though.
just made a comment about how he just didn't get a call back, and he was just like, "All right, well."
But he doesn't really fit, like, because the California vibe is like all over because they come back and like that he was Jonathan's like wingman when he was like getting stoned all the time. So it's like it doesn't really fit anymore into
Especially if Jonathan's doing his character arc in the last part.
yeah.
Of like
he doesn't fit into Jonathan's life. At that
I'm
point at
not
all.
saying you're wrong.
But yeah,
I'm
look,
just
look at how fit
saying-
he is.
No, I'm aware. Yeah, he's doing another movie or some shit like that.
Crazy
Yeah.
transformation. This dude. What's his name?
That's crazy.
The
They
legal
still have-
name?
What's his actual name?
Eduardo
Franco.
Franco.
Way to go.
Yeah.
Eduardo. Way to go.
Big
You know
shout
what
out.
they still
Holy
have the,
crap.
Big shout out to
They
Eduardo.
still have
Holy
the,
crap, a lot of work.
They still have the
Look at that. More fit than I've ever been in my life.
I agree that for season
There's
5,
no way I'm ever gonna look like that.
I do
on
agree.
the planet. There's no way that's
never,
gonna happen.
never,
Still
ever.
got the long hair.
Nope.
Still got the long hair. I love him.
I do agree that there would have been a hard place to find for him in season 5.
Yeah.
I
would've loved him in
he was such a cool fucking character.
They still have the call-in line for the pizza place. It's still up. You can still call it. And,
yeah?
and his voicemail's still on there.
I do think that Eddie is going to probably go down as one of the greatest like one season add-ons that you just fell in love with in a single season.
For
like,
sure.
his career's taken off since that season too. Like it's kind of crazy the things he's been in since his debut. I don't think it was debut. It wasn't debut. I shouldn't say that. Since he was in season 4, he's been in Fantastic Four. He's been in Quiet Place. He's been in so many things. Gladiator 2.
I haven't seen that one yet.
Oh, it's pretty good, and he is damn good in that one too, man. Like,
It's on par, for what it's worth. The second one.
how'd you guys like Fantastic Four?
I
Scarred from the Chris Evans ones, so I haven't really watched them.
You didn't watch the new ones? They're very good. I liked it.
haven't watched the new one either.
It's very good. It's very
was literally-
comic booky.
I was literally gonna watch it this weekend.
It's good. I think the
No, for
chemistry is very obvious between Pedro and what's Sue's name? I can't remember. They're yeah, like the whole, all the media stuff was going around about them, like always touching during interviews and stuff like that. You're like, you can kind of tell like their connection was pretty authentic in the movie, and I think it was really well done.
You said touching in interviews, and all I could think of was Wicked. Hold my finger.
Holding space,
Finger.
hold space for me.
Hold space for me.
Holding space for that.
I do like, and obviously I've talked to you about this over the years, but like I do like that they're. I think. Sorry, I'll finish that statement first. I do like that comic book movies are moving more towards comic, like closer to the comics, because like that was something that like I missed out on for a long time, is because like I had read comics forever, so like I would see movies and I would be like, but that's not like.
That's
That's
not
not
what they did.
close, and that's not what they would have done. And like when we were talking about Iron Man, that was one of the things that I was going to say. That was one of my biggest things that pissed me off was Iron Man 3, was because they did it so well with Mandarin. I couldn't remember it when I did the podcast about it. I can remember it now, but the Mandarin, because like since day one, Iron Man, I saw like all like the breadcrumbs and shit in the background, and I was so fucking hyped. I was like, they're gonna do the Mandarin, it's gonna be awesome, like it's gonna be great. And then they put the Mandarin in the trailer for Iron Man 3, and I was like, oh, this is gonna be fucking epic. It's gonna be I was so fucking jazzed about it. And then I watched the movie and I was like, it's fucking trash. Like Like I understand that like they pivoted because they didn't want they wanted to trick the audience and like
Yeah, they pulled it out right from under you a
so
little bit.
you're like so they're like you don't really know where we're gonna go, but like just as a comic book fan of like all those years of seeing the lead up and build up to it, and
I
then
can
them to
understand
twist it, I was just like, oh, it's fucking trash.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but it was good. But that aside, though, everything up to that was fucking fantastic.
I like. There's a realm of movies that I loved that were comic book movies that were like Man of Steel. Like is it a little too dramatic-y at times for what the comics are? Yes, but I think it was really, really well done. And Superman is totally different than Man of Steel. But at the same time, it's probably going to be looked at as I like that more as what Superman should be because it's more accurate. It's more on the lines of the things they've read growing up, what Superman would do, how he acts, and his, probably just comic book accurate. That stuff matters. But I do think that like Henry Cavill was a great Superman. And
I was just talking to Cheryl about this last night of like there are certain people that like you never thought you would have this idea of like that's the person until you see it. I think Henry Cavill is it for Superman. Like I've seen so many different variations of Superman over the years, and I remember watching Man of Steel and being like, "This is it."
The shirtless scene,
like this is.
You're like, "Oh my god, this dude's jacked, dude!"
Like this is, and it
he's
wasn't
the guy, man.
And it wasn't the cheesy version of it either. Like it wasn't like the fully shaved. Like it, like he was the dude.
Yeah, you're like, this guy is
And you're
gonna
like
be a good
that,
Superman.
yeah.
But you know what? I really loved Henry Cavill when he when I saw that they had casted him, I saw the cross of the Count of Monte Cristo, and I was like, wait a second, what did he play in the Count of Monte Cristo? And then I'm like, oh, he's the son? And I'm like, the son of the Count of Monte Cristo is gonna play Superman?
Yeah.
I'm like, that's the greatest thing I've ever seen.
That is a movie that is severely underrated.
One of the
by
greatest
most
revenge stories of all time.
Fucking yes, for
when,
sure.
when people are online, they say
For sure.
and like they put a post, they're like, "What's the greatest revenge movie
That's
of all
it.
time?" It has to be listed when people are listing.
sure.
And I'm not going to sit here and say it has to be number one, but it's gotta be listed. This dude was 12 years getting whipped every year in this tiny little cell. Comes out, becomes the richest man anyone's ever heard of.
It's one of those. It's one of those. It's one of those revenge movies where you're like you're not upset like when like he comes out, and especially that moment, and that's why I feel like I agree with you going down in history as like greatest revenge movies. That in my opinion, that's why I feel like that's up there is because like it doesn't matter how many times you watch that movie. That moment where he tells him like who he actually is, hits every time.
Don't
You're just like, oh fuck yeah,
he knows.
yeah,
man.
for sure.
Oh no, it's
For sure.
It's so good, and I will always thank my mom for showing me that one, and like because it's an older movie, it's a little bit older now, but like man, just the acting in that is just top tier acting, and just the story, like the story in general, is one of the few books I've attempted to read. It's a hard read because so much is in French.
Such a hard read.
Like so many names are French and like places are French, and it's just like I can barely read English some days, man. Like
it's like trying to tell somebody that they should read the Bible and start at Genesis. Like you know what I mean? Like it or like Numbers where they just give all the lineage. Like it's a tough read.
do that.
Man, just for anyone who's curious, where can they find you?
The YouTubes at What's in the Box podcast.
Okay.
If you put in, I have been using it since day one. So even if you put in hashtag the Box Podcast, it'll come up.
All right, bet. Okay.
Yeah. Consistently, I'm gonna try. I've been pretty consistent, but every Friday or Saturday, depending, at 9 a.m. every week.
Okay.
Well, man, you know we love talking movies, and I know
Yeah,
we
man.
got deep into it, and I love it. But thanks for coming out and spending some time and just kicking it with us, having a good
man.
talk.
I can, like I said before, man, I can sit and talk movies all day. So, yeah, for sure.
Hell yeah! But I mean, this is what we're trying to do here. You know, is just basically give a platform for people who are doing projects here in the area and just try to shine a light.
How much time you got? I just wanted to add something in there.
Yeah, what's up?
So, the question that you didn't ask me about why I'm still doing this. as far as
You had covered so much. I just figured
No.
we didn't need to cover that.
No. I was just gonna add it on that like I don't have a whole lot of subscribers and not like a whole shit ton of views on stuff, but like it's one of those things that like I enjoy doing, and so like right now, like with monetization and stuff, like I have the freedom to do whatever and talk about whatever, and so like there might be a time where like ads and sponsors and shit like that, but like for the time being, I'm just doing it because it's what I love to do.
Passion
and I have,
for the game.
Yeah, and I have fun doing it, just like this.
When you love talking to people,
yeah,
like, and that's exactly what we're doing. I mean, you got more than us. like we just starting out too. Like, and so it's like everybody's trying to figure out what is that thing that lets them like do their thing, right? And I love that you're like, I'm doing my thing. Numbers don't matter.
Yeah,
I'm doing my thing,
and that's how it's been since day one.
But
like,
that's how it. Those are the things that should do well, because you're doing them before the love of what you're doing, not because I want all these people to love me to feel like and to feel that. We don't need more of that, you know.
Yeah.
We need more of authenticity of people just saying like, I'm doing my thing, and if you want to see, then that's great. Come
if
see.
you like it, that's cool. If not, I'm gonna keep doing it
For sure.
Yeah, for sure.
That's what we're about, man.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming on.
Hell yeah, bro. All right, guys. Appreciate you guys checking in. Again, this is the MadWorld Podcast, and my name is PiersDaBeard.
Brook Maness.
And you guys have a great rest of your week. All right. Happy New Year, and we'll see you guys soon.
See you.
Peace out.
Hell yeah.